Hey guys, let's talk about preparing and launching campaigns in AirDeal.io. In a way, this is the most important tool within AirDeal.io because the reason why we have been building up a large contact database of emails and phone numbers is not simply to have rich data. It's also to retarget all of these people in our database with relevant and interesting communication so that later they can turn into repeat bookings that will help our occupancy rate and essentially will help the profitability of our short-term rental business or holiday rental business. So let's explore how to create a campaign. To open campaigns, we go here on the left-hand side and click campaigns. This will open up a list of all our past campaigns, whether they're completed or whether we have created them but haven't launched them yet. Don't be surprised that you will also see a few campaigns here because we have already pre-prepared some campaigns for you that you can explore and launch. Before I show you how to actually create the campaign, let's take a look at one existing campaign and to just take a look at their statistics. So we click See Stats. And now you can see that after you will launch any campaign, you will see statistics. You will see how many people received your retargeting campaign, how many people opened this email or text message. And also, this is very important, you will see how many people have clicked on links inside your campaign. This is something I would spend some time thinking about. I would think about what are the best links to include in your emails or your text messages that will actually generate bookings for you. So think whether it is a link to your direct booking site, whether that's a link to your Airbnb or booking.com site or listing, or whether that is a link to your Facebook page. So spend some time thinking about it. Of course, we also will include statistics about how many emails have bounced, which means that you probably don't have a right email address because maybe the email address is incorrect or it's inactive. And of course, how many people have unsubscribed after receiving your messages. So now we can click Return to List and actually learn how to create a campaign. To create the campaign, go to the upper right-hand side and click Create. This will open a new campaign editor that has three sections. It has settings, it has the audience that you will send this campaign to, and it has content that you will include in your campaign. So the first choice you have to make is whether you want to send an email campaign or a text message or SMS campaign. One important thing to consider here is that emails can be sent free of charge, while all text message or SMS campaigns have a small fee for every text message sent. If you will choose SMS, here you will learn how to set up your phone number and how to top up your SMS balance, and you will also see fees for different text messages in different geographies. But as a rule of thumb, typically in United States or in European Union, one text message costs a few cents. So if you want to send out 100 text messages, you probably have to count in a few dollars or a few euros. So think about that. But for this video, let's create an email campaign because usually that's one of the best tools that you can use in your retargeting. So we have chosen email. This is the email address that this email will be sent from. This email address will be automatically created for your brand. So if you have a brand name for your property, it will be yourproperty@airdeal.me. And here we need to define an email subject. There are several different approaches that you can take with emails. In general, I would advise you to think of emails in the same way we thought about sign-up page routines. You need to come up with a few routines that will work for you. For example, some of the hosts that are using AirDeal.io have a routine where they always send an anniversary email a few months after the person has visited their property. So for example, they could say, congratulations, it's been 6 months or 1 year after your last visit at our property, you can repeat the stay. Or another tactic people use is they attract attention to some cool events happening near their property. They could say, hey, there's a concert in our town, you should visit, or there's a cool festival in our town, you should visit. Or they say something like, hey, we now have a new sauna inside our property, you should check it out. Or another tactic we've heard about a lot is people just offering a small discount to motivate these guests to repeat their stay. For example, they could say, hey, we have a 10% discount on weekdays or during winter, get a repeat booking. But for this case, just to illustrate, let's say I have a problem. Let's say that my occupancy rate is really good during summer, but I'm struggling with winter occupancy rate. So maybe I want to send an email that says something like experience winter at Liberty Inn. And in this email, I will highlight some cool things that are happening near my property during winter. Okay, we can move forward to choosing the audience. Now you can see why in previous videos we've been talking about tagging your contacts, because here for each email or text message campaign, you'll be able to choose exactly the type of audience that you want to approach with this campaign. You can either use our predefined audiences, which is sending a message to everyone or sending to only to couples. For example, if you have some romantic offering, or maybe to sending to everyone with kids, if you have a family-oriented offering. Maybe you want to send to everyone, excluding problematic guests, so you wouldn't send this campaign to people who have been loud or messy or so on. So consider these options, or simply you can use the tags to choose your audience manually. For illustration's sake, I will just choose all people that have come to me from France. I can do that. As you can see, I have selected one contact, and if I'm not sure about the audience I've selected, I can always click on this number, and here in the contact section, I will see only the persons that I'm sending this to. For this case, I will only send to one person, but in general, this could be 10 people or 100 people or 10,000 people. Okay, so we have chosen our audience. Now let's move on to content. Since this is an email, we will actually need to choose email content. If we will be preparing a text message campaign, we would need to choose our text message content. In general, what we have done is we have prepared a lot of different cool templates that you can choose and then customize for your property and your specific campaign needs. So in general, I would advise you to look at some of our templates, see which ones are the most suitable for you, and then adjust them for your use case. But for me, I will probably choose the template that talks about experiencing a different season, because that is something that fits what I want to achieve. I want to highlight that actually it's really cool to spend time near my property during winter. I have made some improvements in my property. I have a sauna now. There's a cool festival taking place near my property and things like that. In general, what you want to do is you want to create choose the best possible template, and then you want to select it and customize it for your use case. So this is what I want to do. Of course, you can always click on these buttons to see how the email will look on a desktop computer or laptop, and then you can also look at how will it look in mobile. So let me select it and customize it. This will take a little while it loads, but it will slowly open up our email editor. So as you can see, the email editor has loaded. Okay, cool. And this editor in general, the way it works is that we have some blocks on the right-hand side that we can drag into the email, and that will just add new sections to the email. But in general, I don't think you have to do that. What you need to do is you need to take a look at the templates that we have already prepared, and you need to make small adjustments. So the first adjustment I would highly recommend as the first thing you do is to adjust the links. Because as we said, what we really want to achieve with these emails is that we want to get repeat bookings. So for example, if you have any website that you want to guide people to, for example, you have a direct booking website, just for example, say my direct booking site, I can always guide people to this, to my website through these links. And I would recommend you to go through all of the links in an email and also do it with all of the links so you wouldn't forget anything. So we can go here and also change it to my direct booking website. Okay, cool. So we have adjusted these links. Another thing I want to do definitely is I could also change my logo here. As you can do it, as you can see, I can simply upload an image. Or I want to change the text, because obviously now I have placeholder text. I can change it to Experience Winter at Liberty Inn, which is the name of my property. I can change text here, I can change text here. For example, I don't want to talk about enjoy our local city winter festival. I could change the text to anything else, like enjoy concerts at our winter festival. Two other things that could be relevant. One thing you probably will want to do is you will want to change pictures that you have here. And the way you change a picture is you can always upload images that you have. If you have some cool photos taken of your property, you can always upload those, or you can just link to any place in the internet where you have a cool picture. For example, just for example's sake, I can click upload image. Here you can upload file from your computer, but here I already have uploaded a few images. So just I have uploaded this cool picture of Taj Mahal. Let me just upload it. As you can see, this changes this. Or maybe you want to change the colors of any section. Maybe I don't like this color. I can always click on this section here, and I can go here and choose the right background color. Maybe I want something more green. So now I can choose the green background. Okay guys, so these are the most important components. Definitely play around with the editor, choose the template that you really enjoy, make sure the emails look great, because that is an important part of actually managing to get these repeat bookings. Okay, it seems like I like my email, so now I can click save. Cool. So now I can see what this email looks like on mobile. So the images will load. And I can see what it looks like on a desktop computer or laptop. Okay, so before we send this email out to our audience, I always recommend you guys doing one thing. I will go up here to this button, send test, click on it. And this will allow you to send this email to your own personal address. So you can just send it out and see what it looks like before you send it to, I don't know, 100 or 1,000 people, just to make sure we haven't messed up anything. So just for example's sake, I can send it to our AirDeal address, and I can click proceed. It usually takes a minute or two for this email to show up in your inbox, so just be patient. So now I click proceed. Let's say I took a look at this email and I liked it, and now I can send it out to my audience. It will double check whether I'm ready to send this email out. And if I am ready, I can click proceed, and that will send this campaign out after a few minutes to my chosen audience. If I go into panic mode, I can always still click cancel for a few minutes. We didn't have this in the beginning, but we found that some hosts really need this, and that's why we have built this. So let's click proceed. Your campaign has been scheduled and will be sent out within a few minutes. And if I really panic, I can always click cancel. That's it, guys. Your campaign has been scheduled. It will be sent out. This email will be read by your audiences. They will click on these links, and you will manage to get some repeat bookings. The only thing I want to repeat is, if you take two things away from this video, firstly, think about these email routines that could be really effective for your target audience. So think whether you want to emphasize some cool things in your property, or whether you want to provide some seasonal discounts. And the second thing I want to emphasize is, remember that this is retargeting marketing, which means that you always have to think about the size of your contact database. So typically you need at least few tens or few hundreds of emails in your database to actually start to see some repeat bookings, because a typical conversion rate usually is in single digits or even lower. So you actually have to build a database over time to manage to see a lot of repeat bookings. But the good news is, actually, if you invest the work, you will manage to see really, really good results and really good return on investment with these tools. So have fun, send out emails, send out text messages, and increase the profitability of your short-term rental or holiday rental business.